first I met Warren, we were talking about getting together and doing something again, and he pulled out his calendar, and the pages were so blank. And I said, wow, you know, you've managed to avoid getting tied into a lot of kind of meaningless activity. And you know, Warren said, yeah, you have to be good at saying no and picking the things that really make a difference.
Warren Buffett once said, the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Think about that. When I look back at my life, when I look at my business, when I look at my social life, when I look at my fitness, I saw the most success at the times where I embraced that mindset wholeheartedly. A season of no isn't forever. It's just a short term. It could be 3 months, it could be 3 years, it could be 2 months, 8 weeks, 16 days, whatever the case may be. My longest season of no was around 18 months. During that season, I said no to almost everything. I said no to the bars, I said no to drinking, I said no to friends, I said no to birthdays, I said no to social events. I focused on the things that I needed to do in order to upgrade my life, and everything else got a no.
You need to start listing, and I think physically listing for yourself, because I do this all the time, ways you can begin to nurture yourself. Part of it for you, Judge, I would suspect, would be just beginning to say no sometimes. Almost impossible. I don't know why. That's because you're almost impossible because you think that you are not valid unless you say yes to everybody. That is. I don't want to get into judge of business, but but the step is to realize that you don't give that to yourself. And not giving honor to yourself first means that you ultimately really can't honor to the fullest extent other people. Just means you're taking care of them, taking care of them, taking care of them.
Now it's tough to say no. None of us want to do it because we feel like we are rejecting people and hurting people. And all of us know what it's like to be on the other side of that rejection. But it's about tricking your brain, because get this, saying no now is actually saying yes to something you want and desire later. That's the mindset and that's the mentality. And eventually, once you see that success 1, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, all of the doors that you thought were slammed shut and nailed shut will open back up for you. And then you just gotta make the choice as to which ones you're going to walk through again.
Here's another big one. Learn to say no. I'm telling you, in such a social society we have now, it's so easy to try to be a nice person saying yes, yes, yes to everything. Find yourself overloaded. Here's what might be better. I don't think so, but if that changes, I'll call you. Little things you can use not to overcommit yourself. My friend Ron Reynolds says, don't let your mouth overload your back.
I didn't want to be the drug addict, alcoholic ironworker anymore. I wanted to be a man that I was proud of being, and saying yes to that night out, saying yes to that drink, saying yes to that party. Even though in the grand scheme of life seems small, it was a big deal. So embracing that season of no and focusing on the fitness got me to where I needed to be. And then eventually, even though again, I thought all those doors had closed and all those people hated me, they were still there at the end of the day. And you see, whenever it comes down to embracing a season of no, we're consistently overwhelmed with the thoughts of other people, with the thoughts of other people's opinions. And during that time, during that scenario in my mind, I always like to think back to this quote I heard in the past. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. What that means is simple. The individuals who care about you saying no and want you to do all of those things that are gonna keep you from your goals don't fucking matter in this world, all right? They don't want you to see success, they don't want you to get anywhere, all right? But the people who don't mind you saying no from time to time are the ones that you wanna keep around, and are the ones that are going to be there after you actually see the success, ready to cheer you on and congratulate you.
If you don't know how to say no, you will never be known. You discover that most distinguished people in life are those who have developed the ability to say no without feeling guilty.
So to say yes to the present moment does not mean that you accept everything that people ask of you. In some cases, you have to use the no, but in an angry way that denies the present moment. I call that a high quality no. So it's, let's say, in your case, can you look after my children? Or do you feel obliged? You're such a wonderful person. I said, love you, can you do it again, please? And at some point, you have to, I'm sorry, I can't do it anymore. But without any negativity, a simple statement. It is not a reactive statement. You don't make her into a bad person who, I know you want to take advantage of me, I'm not doing it anymore. That is a low quality no.
You see, I like to think of yeses as withdrawals from my energy account and nos as deposits. See, I always say this to my clients and friends. Every day I wake up with a piggy bank, and that piggy bank only has $5. Well, I gotta give $1 to my family, I gotta give $1 to my friends, I gotta give $1 to my clients, $1 to my fitness, and I've only got $1 left, all right? This dollar could drastically transform the direction of my life if I spend it on the wrong thing. So I'm extremely calculated on what gets this last dollar. Now, you might be overwhelmed on where you should focus your attention, on what you should be doing with your life. Well, take the advice of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett said you should write down your top 25 goals on a piece of paper. Newsflash, a lot of you guys won't even be able to get past 15. Then, after you write that list down, circle the top 5. I'm talking about the top 5 that make you feel something deep in your soul. And after you circle that top 5, throw out the rest. Then look at that top 5, pick one, and go all in with a season of no for the next 6 months to a year without flinching, without complaining, without faulting.
Focusing's hard because focusing doesn't mean saying yes, it means saying no. So we decide not to do a lot of things so we can focus on a few handfuls of things and do them well.
There are so many of those who wield the swords of yes, but so few wield the shield of no. Because no one wants to wield the shield of no if they have to think they have to reject someone, because the word literally means no, to reject. No one wants to reject a loved one, a friend, or even be rejected themselves. Yet for some reason, there are so many yes men out there, yet you think to yourself, are the world's most successful people yes men? Do you think public figures like Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, and Steve Jobs said yes to every opportunity thrown their way? Steve Jobs actually said, I am just as proud of the things that I haven't done as the things I have done.
This is the harsh reality. A season of no is understanding that you need to let other people's dreams die so your dream can become reality. Another great quote I'd like to share with you is from my mentor, Dan Martell, and he said, the more accessible you are, the less valuable you are. And this comes down to business contacts, friends, and family. If every time you get a text from a business contact, from your mom, from your friends saying, hey, can we catch up for a minute? Or do you got a minute? Or can I pick your brain for a minute? You answer instantly. You don't have value because you are not doing enough in what you need to be doing to see success, mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. The more accessible you are, the less valuable you are. When I was expanding my business, which is now a $10 million a year business, which has actually brought in $25 million in sales since Brian and myself started online business entrepreneurship, we cut off everything. We said no to everything. No more Netflix, no more video games, no more social outings, no more parties, no more friends for a long time. Now again, is that forever? No, it's a season, but it was necessary to get to where we are now. And it was simple. Instead of just making a to-do list, I made a not to-do list. And I stopped doing things that distracted me from the goal that we are at now, and then the goals that we are striving to achieve. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. So why are other people seeing more success than you when they have the same time? Because they know how to say no. There's a very simple mindset hack that you guys could embrace in order to see more success in your life, mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. And it comes down from Jerry Seinfeld. He had a method for writing comedy. When he sat down to write his script, he wasn't allowed to do anything else. Even if he got bored, even if he had writer's block, even if he couldn't get anything out of his mind, he just had to sit there and go through the suck. This comes down to your productivity. You can take that method into your own life right now. You don't need to not be bored. You don't need to have something taking your attention at all times. Take your task. Get into a room where there's no distractions, no phones, no TV, no computer, no phone calls, and focus on the task at hand. Say no to the shit that's stopping you from reaching that potential you want to reach and make it happen.